could be dancing with the devil. Better be ready, cause any second go time. But I'm not worried about it, cause I hold mine. In these streets, gotta keep your head on the swivel, cause any minute you could be dancing with the devil. Don't get your noodle flapped on the sidewalk, so watch the words that come out your mouth when you talk. It's being mad where you at, yeah, we stand tall. Never fall, not the love, fist, kiss your jaw. Never catch me lacking when it come to wartime. I got 20/20 vision like 4 dimes. You can think what you want like I'm all rhymes, but I guarantee your ass will never shake mine. I kinda concrete when I come through. Have you laying on your back like a bitch do. You want some hoe shit, Nori, oh no shit. When I'm on 45 with a chrome clip. Thought you was tough, didn't ya? But I'm with the pound like my name was Dad Dillinger. I'm killing ya, any chance I get, yo, I'm taking that. Lay flat, now you forgot like an 8-track. And me and Mac Man doing what we do best, cooking you motherfuckers up, then on to the next. In these streets, gotta keep your head on the swivel, cause any minute you could be dancing with the devil. Better be ready, cause any second go time. But I'm not worried about it, cause I hold mine. In these streets, gotta keep your head on the swivel, cause any minute you could be dancing with the devil. Don't get your noodle flapped on the sidewalk, so watch the words that come out your mouth when you talk.
I feel like Tony after sniffing them coke lines. Block is lava, hard to stop as a gold mine. Cops and robbers, I was never the pole 9. No red lobster, fish scared from the coastline. Told them my vision, the haters, they couldn't see it. But I ain't mad, they even hated on Jesus. Parole on my back, I'm fighting to get a visa. Pole on my lap, my jewelry out the freezer. G'd up, I'm living that La Vida. Loca, I might hit him with the toaster. When I come around, I put it down like a coaster. Put him in a blunt, tell him praise to the Most High. Oh shit, bitch, I'm never on some hoe shit. Say they want that old Mac, tell them cut my old shit. I'm a shark in the water, you a goldfish. Glock 9 got 16 and you can hold it.
In these streets, gotta keep your head on the swivel, cause any minute you could be dancing with the devil. Better be ready, cause any second go time. But I'm not worried about it, cause I hold mine. In these streets, gotta keep your head on the swivel, cause any minute you could be dancing with the devil. Don't get your noodles left on the sidewalk, so watch the words that come out your mouth when you talk. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's been a minute since I've been live, but this was too long, so I had to do it on a live instead of video. Make sure you smash that like button on your way in. If you like, hit that super chat. You don't have to, but I'd appreciate it if you did. Or you can send it Cash App. Money sign Eternal the Don. ETERNIALTHEDON. So Hassan Campbell pulls up on Kwame Brown's live last night. I haven't seen this, so I'm going to be watching it with you guys. Behind the bar, what's good, brother? Hold on. It's an open panel, so I am going to drop the link. Boom. But like I said, he pulled up on his live. I'm going to watch it. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to watch it with you guys. All right, brother. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to be breaking it down as we go along. So without further ado, let's get into this and see what's going on. It's saying there ain't nobody in here, but apparently there is. So stop doing what you're doing, YouTube. All right, let's get into it real quick. Let's go.
I can bring STEM programs to your set. I got microscopes, telescopes, coding, I got all types of different stuff we can build, like straight to the work, straight building. Kwame, I see all the different shit. I be like, YouTube is messy as hell. You got Hassan, yo, it's crazy. Hassan in here, we link right now. Hassan and I are supposed to link for the longest. And so, like, I don't know about anybody else going on, but this is fire, right?
So let me say this. Let me say this real quick. Weren't these guys like? Is this like a whole new team now? Like, are they having? Is it like a whole squad? Because Hassan and Kwame were beefing for the longest time. Hassan and Charleston was beefing for the longest time, and now they're all on a panel together. What is it? What can we call this squad? Because it's a little weird seeing Hassan back up on Kwame Brown's live. Like last time he was on there, they were supposed to meet up and fight. Pickle Gang, what's up, Victoria? What's going on? So yeah, I'm not sure what the hell's going on here, but we're about to find out because like I said, I haven't seen this yet. So I was going to do a video, watch it, and do a video on it, but the live was like 4 hours long. I'm like, oh, hell no. And I'm not even going to go through the whole live. I started it from Hassan. I watched a little bit of what Charleston White was saying, but he wasn't really saying anything crazy. So I'm skipping right to the Hassan Campbell part because, you know, Hassan always says some dumb, nutty, crazy shit. Yo.
Hey, yo, what's going on, man? What's popping?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, shit, I just shared the live, man. Hope that I get a few of my niggas up in here and shit like that, man. What's going on, man? You kind of called me out on your channel last week. I've been looking for you for a week to have a conversation and shit like that. What you running from me? What's going on, man?
I'm not running. I'm not running from you. What's up, man?
I can't call it, man. You know, you had a couple of things, and not to even derail your channel. I won't be long. I won't, you know, take up too much of your time. But I like to have the discussion with you. You know, you made a video about me, and you know, you had a couple of things that you had to say about how you feel about me making a live about your friend Jamil Peterson, man. You know, and I totally disagree with everything you were saying. You want to talk about it? You got time?
Yeah, we got time. Let's do it.
All right, let's go, man. So what's exactly the problem? You kind of feel some type of way because I was clowning him because he was on the internet acting like a belligerent drunk?
He was. That was my issue. Like a lot of people are making videos clowning on him and stuff. And I told him, I said, you don't need to be on live, you know, being all crazy. But I don't think that it's right for people to, you know, laugh at somebody that's having, you know, personal issues in their real life. You know what I mean? I just thought it was like really, really disrespectful because if you ever looked at any of his videos, not one time did he ever make fun of Hassan Campbell being molested or anything like that because he's not that type of dude. So when I seen people, you know, make fun and joke about, you know, his issue that he was going through at that moment, I just thought it was kind of fucked up.
And I hear what you're saying, and I'm glad you said what you said. You said he doesn't make fun of Hassan Campbell being molested, and I don't co-sign that either. But I don't know what molestation had to do with anything. This had nothing to do with nobody being molested. I'm just trying to figure out me making fun of him, and he makes fun of people when they do silly things on the internet. It all plays the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't understand why it was such a big deal. I think you're biased because you said that you I guess you grew up with him. You knew him for years.
I did. I have.
So you have a bias, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if you didn't know him on a personal level, you're probably looking at him the same way most of the internet is looking at him right now. You know what I'm saying? He's over here, sitting here trying to fight a whole another man's battle, which had nothing to do with him, and going online. And God forbid, I mean, rest in peace. I guess he kind of went on the internet yesterday and was kind of like, you know, upset about, I guess, one of his friends killed one of his friends or whatever.
Right.
He went online. First of all, he shouldn't even be going online confirming nothing unless the guy literally, you know, unless the case is, you know, cut and dry. But he kind of went on the internet and dry snitched on his friend saying, oh, I found out my friend killed my friend 19 years ago and all that type of shit. I don't know where they do that at, where he from, but that's definitely something that you're not supposed to discuss, especially on the internet. Like, that's right. Dry snitching, you know what I mean?
I believe the situation was already like they got the guy and locked him up, you know what I mean?
But I'm pretty sure he still has to go to trial. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know no details. You probably could tell me more than me, but I'm pretty sure they probably gonna have to take it to trial regardless, you know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there. I noticed that you are a supporter of Monty Woodgrain, yes?
I like. Well, let me put it this way: I rocked with Monty for a minute. I thought he was funny. I've done videos, talking about Monty roasting, Jamil, and vice versa. Um, but then I got on his live one time last week or the week before that, and I asked him a question about Jamil, and he blocked me from the chat. So
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. I've been doing my research on you ever since you tagged me in your post, and I think you sent them $2 and stuff like that. Me personally, if you send me a $2, I appreciate it. Others not so much. Usually, when somebody sends $2, sometimes it's just a way to be able to get a smart response across. You know what I'm
right, get
saying?
your
'Cause
chat out there. Yep.
yeah, just to get it out there. A $2 super chat is probably $1.25, maybe $1.20, really. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I think you're right. Yeah.
It's the thought that counts, but at the same time, you probably was being condescending because it seems like you team Jamil. So I'm pretty sure whatever question you asked him in the super chat was probably sarcastic. Me, I'm not as sensitive as most content creators, meaning that if you was to send me a super chat and said whatever you want to say, I will address you. You said you were in my chat and somebody blocked you. I'm gonna let you know it wasn't me. It was probably one of my moderators, and I think I knew who it was because I had to have a discussion with him the other day about blocking people in the chat with an opinion. You know what I mean? But
Right.
to me, I just think like you were kind of rude to me. You called me out of my name on your rant and all that type of stuff, which is cool. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. But I just think that you need to reevaluate, who you support on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Jamil is a big boy. He's probably older than you. He looks older than you. He's in his 40s. He's on the internet disrespecting his wife, calling his wife all types of bitches and shit like that.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all.
Exactly. So you're co-signing and defending somebody who kind of somebody defending him looks bad. Like me, I'm just a small fry. If you want to call at anybody, you should have probably went at a Charleston White. Charleston White went on the internet and wished death upon your friend. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Yep.
I looked through your page. I don't see I don't see you disrespecting Charleston White, calling him out his name like you did to me, or whatever the situation may be. I think your priorities is kind of blurred. I understand loyalty. I get it. But sometimes, it's best to probably keep your thoughts to yourself, especially if the person that you're defending is making you look silly. Like he is even a compromise right now. You know what's going on. I'm pretty sure you know what's going on because I see you're watching what's going on with Kwame right now. But Kwame and Mr. Skinny got some type of beef going on right now, and he feels compromised because he's friends with both of them. You see how that works?
Right. I see
Best
that.
thing. The best thing he should do right now, if he supports both of them, to mind his own business and shut the fuck up. What you put your 2 cents in for? Because now you're kind of playing both sides of the fence, which I guarantee, and mark my words, you'll probably get back to me in a week or two and be like, you're right. But I guarantee either, I think Jamil is going to probably make a diss video with one of them. One of the two is going to make a diss video on. I guarantee it. It's probably most likely going to be Mr. Skinny because you know how your boy Jamil Peterson rides so hard.
He does. He rides
so
hard for
hard
Kwame.
for Kwame Brown. You know what I'm saying? So now
He
he's
absolutely
in a
does.
situation where he's compromised. His supporters and his subscribers are going to look at him and trying to pick a side, make a video. Mark my words, you're gonna be like, wow, behind the bar, you were right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
My response. I don't foresee Jamil making a diss video on one of those, just because I mean, he respects Mr. Skinny a lot, but like you said, he does ride for Kwame. I don't see it happening. I could be wrong, but I hope I'm not wrong because like I told him in his live yesterday in his chat, I told him he needed to stay neutral in this situation because if they're both his homies, then he needs to like stay out of that.
right, and I agree with you. But like I said, I like constructive criticism. I'm one of those few content creators that you could come in my chat and you could even throw an insult at me. I personally is not going to, and you wasn't blocked because I looked on my block list. You probably got timed out for 300 seconds. You know what I'm saying? But
I got you.
like I said, I'm responding to you, and it is what it is. You're an up and coming content creator. I see you're trying to get your numbers up, and I see what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's the name of the game or whatever. But I want to address you as a man. I didn't know what direction you were going to go with it when I address you, but it is what it is. I'm not offended. I don't feel no type of way. You know what I'm saying? But You know, it is what it is, man. But you know, your boy is definitely out here doing the most online, looking like a damn idiot and a fool.
I told him that. I told him that.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, he's over here trying to fight, like I said earlier, fighting all these other people battle online, threatening people, threatening to do this, threatening to do that, and all this other shit to people, pulling up on people, Gully TV. He want to fight Gully TV and all this stuff. Like, it's a thin line between trolling and end up really getting fucked up in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. He got his father on the internet, and he had a show with I think he was in Philly. He was showing his dad or whatever. And
I didn't see that.
His dad was kind of co-signing his shenanigans, and I was like, oh well, it is what it is. You know, if his wife can't help him, you know, who am I? Who are you? You know what I mean? If his dad is not, you know, checking him, who am I? Who am I? You know, this is the internet. Everybody's gonna be able to eat off your bones if you want the internet catching the L. You know what I'm saying? I did my video. It's the name of the game. I don't think I was disrespectful as far as, you know, saying things about, you know, maybe, like, I know he's sensitive about his mom and all that. You ain't see me on there talk about his mom, his kids, none of that type of shit. I just kept my energy strictly to him. And sometimes somebody got to hear the truth, because most people are, what's the word I'm looking for? Enablers. Oh, that's my friend. I'm an enabler. So I'm not going to keep it real with them, because most times when you be honest with somebody, they may get offended. They might even cut you off because the truth hurts. You know what I mean? And that's all I did on it. That's all I did on my page. And you're not familiar with me. This ain't nothing new that I do. I go on the internet. I see certain topics that goes on, whatever interests my mind. I go on there and I laugh and joke and I clown people. It is what it is. It's probably no different than what Jamil does. And I be honest with you, I'm probably been doing this probably longer than Jamil as far as the content creator on YouTube. I only was familiar with him a few months ago. I know he started off with the whole Hassan troll and shit like that. And that's a lot of people's kind of, you know, go-to move. I'm going to come at the big YouTubers and make fun of them and shit like that to get lit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. But I didn't mean to disturb your show, man.
No, you're good. That was the first time that I've seen I ever heard of you. Like, you came up on my homepage. I didn't know who you were. And I seen the title and I clicked on it. And that's when I seen it. And then a lot of it was directed towards, like, the people in your chat that were going crazy on him. Like I said, I told him, I said, your people are gonna make fun of you, man. I'm telling you. But, you know, he doesn't listen. He does what he wants to do. But I just thought that, like, anybody that's making a video clowning him, like, he's on, like, you have to understand he's a comedian, so he's going to come at people. You know what I mean? I'm not really biased, because I tell him when he's wrong. But like I said, he just doesn't listen to me, and he doesn't listen to anybody. He's going to do what he wants to do. He's his own man. So, you know, I understand what he gets for, you know, acting like a goof on YouTube. But at the same time, like, don't people want to, like, encourage people to, like, if you're really going through some terrible shit in real life, like, don't you as a man want to, like, help and, like, not make them feel more worse than what they are?
I mean, in a perfect world, yes. This is YouTube where 50% of the people are trolling. So he trolls Hassan Campbell. Hassan Campbell's, because you made it. You did say made a good point. He doesn't make fun of Hassan Campbell being molested, but that's neither here nor there. But he did the same thing I did to him that he does to Hassan Campbell. When Hassan Campbell gets on his drunken rants, what do Jamil Peterson do? He exploits the situation and makes fun of him. I watch him. I see what's going on.
I've seen that.
So why is it okay for your boy Jamil Peterson to make fun of a drunk on the internet that's going through something emotionally, and everybody know Hassan Campbell has issues, and you made something on you said something on your rant, not really a rant, your video about me about, you know, about issues, about some people have issues, making fun of people who have issues. So it's okay for Jamil Peterson to make fun of Hassan Campbell, who clearly has issues and mental breakdowns. But when somebody does it to him, you call me a bitch, and I'm a coward, and I'm this, that, and the third. Well,
I believe I said that was a bitch move.
A bitch move, right? So it's not a bitch move for him to do it to other people, but it's a bitch move for me to do it, right?
Well, no, they're making fun of Jamil for being drunk, and they know he's going through a certain situation. He said it plenty of times why he was doing what he was doing and getting drunk every day.
And why? And what's the explanation for that? If you don't mind me asking, what's the reason why him getting drunk?
Because his friend, apparently, I don't know the whole story behind it, so I'm gonna say allegedly murdered his other friend, and he just found out like 20 years later that his friend did it.
So why is he taking it out on people like Monty and other people on the internet? And I think he even coming at Tommy Sotomayor, and why is he coming at Gully TV, and why is he taking it out on his wife? What do them people have to do with what's going on with his drunken rant? I don't understand.
So here's what I guess is going on. So Monty was apparently talking bad about Jamil's wife. I didn't hear it coming out of Monty's mouth, but that's what he told me, and he's told on the internet. So that's the reason why he wanted to fight Monty Woodgrain.
That's not the truth. The truth is the fact that I believe his wife took up for Monty one time because he said that she co-signed that if Monty was here right now, he'll whoop your ass. Did you hear his wife say that?
No.
Okay, so you're not doing enough research. You got to make sure when you go online, you have to do your research. And that particular receipt is on my channel. I said it on my channel. So you've seen maybe 10, 15 minutes on what I did and jumped to conclusion. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. Monty never disrespected his wife or his kid. You know what I'm saying? It was, so just make sure when you go on the internet, it's important to do your research first and foremost, and then come with the facts. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, I know that he said that she was sticking up for him. I didn't hear her say something about him whooping his ass or whatever that is.
Well, there you go. If you heard it out the horse's mouth itself, if you heard him say that she defended him, that should have been enough reason right there to try to figure out exactly what the hell is going on. You're going to drink, you see what I'm saying? So it kind of doesn't really make sense, you know what I mean? And to correlate with the Hassan Campbell situation, like I said, Hassan Campbell has issues, what he goes through, what he went through as a child, and it still affects him to this day. You know what I'm saying? So when he gets into his emotional rants and shit like that, it's no different than what Jamil Peterson did. It is what it is. If Jamil can make fun of Hassan, and I'm not defending Hassan Campbell, I'm just using it as an example.
Right.
But if Jamil could do what he does to Hassan Campbell while he's going to do his drunken rants and make videos making fun of him, what did I do wrong? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you gotta also look at it as when Hassan goes on his crazy little rants, he doesn't tell you, okay, this is what's going on, and now I did some drinks, and now I'm out here in the Bronx, yelling at the top of my lungs, talking about I want to die. You know what I mean? He just goes live and just starts going crazy, and you don't know why he's going crazy. Like when he went out in Bronx River and was screaming like he wanted to go when his mother went, like he didn't explain the situation till the next day when he did a video saying the reason why he went on that rant was because I don't know if it was his uncle or his cousin or something passed away. So Jamil made that video the same night he did the little live rant thing where he was going nutty. So like people are making fun of Jamil knowing that he was going through a situation with, somebody, one of his friends being murdered. When he talks about Hassan Campbell, for instance, like in that drunken rant that Hassan was on, Hassan was just going on a drunken rant. Nobody knew, if he was just, drinking and just went, just started blapping off at the mouth. But he actually said like the following day that it was because he was on his way to the hospital to see his uncle or his cousin, whoever it was, that was getting ready to pass away. That's why he stopped where he stopped and got out of the car and started acting all crazy.
Well, most times when somebody is going through an emotional breakdown, an emotional rant or whatever, they're not even coherent enough to sit back and explain to you exactly why I'm going what I'm going through. By the time the camera's turned on, they're already in their drunken state to the point where they can't even, make it clear exactly what's going on. But that's neither here nor there. That's not even, the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that, more of the story I'm trying to explain to you is, listen, I can't tell you what to do. I kind of respect your loyalty. Don't get me wrong. I get it. You know what I mean? But, I just give you the benefit of the doubt and the respect to actually address you like a man. I could have went on my channel and I could have tagged you and I could have violated you and make fun of you and whatever the situation may be. And, we could have had one of those corny back and forth that a lot of content creators do.
Right.
But I decided to talk to you and have a man-to-man conversation. I
respect that.
I don't know you from a hole in the wall. I I just recently subscribed to the channel, and I've been watching a couple of videos that you've been doing, and
No, I appreciate
you know,
it.
I was watching what the you said about and I see that Five God responded to you in the comment section too. You know what I'm saying? Which is, you know, which is cool. I guess he disagreed with something about you saying about. I guess you know he interpreted it wrong about whether Hassan Cable made him or not, or whatever the situation may be. But to answer that question, how did you find out about Five God?
I found out about Five God through Hassan Campbell.
Wow. Guess what? Guess what I found out about Five God? Guess how I found out about him?
How?
Hassan Campbell. So, you know, he's trying to justify that Hassan Campbell didn't make him, but let's be honest, you know, I'm pretty sure, you know, a majority of his new audience, subscribers, supporters, or whatever, was probably introduced and familiar with him through Hassan Campbell. But just the simple fact of what they're going through right now, he's never going to give Hassan Campbell that credit because it's going to discredit him. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I don't think he helped build Five God. I think that he helped him with subscribers.
I mean, it correlates with one another. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I'm famous right now, and I introduce you, Eternal, to my audience, and now my audience is now streaming your music, and if you have a concert, there's a good amount of people in the audience that came to your concert because you rap, right? You rap, right?
I do.
Okay, I heard you rapping in the big time. So in the streets, you got to keep your head on the swivel, on the what is it, on the
swivel?
I can't say the word. I can't even say the word. I can't rap. You know what I mean? So
it's all good.
I see what's going on, man.
That was actually a song I did with China Mac.
Okay. Salute China Mac. So and that brings to the next thing. I heard you talking about, you know, 10 Toes Down or whatever, and 10 Toes Down kind of. I guess you said Hassan Campbell said he made 10 Toes Down, and you disagree with that?
I do.
I'm on the fence with it, meaning that it was the first time 10 Toes Down was ever on camera, ever on YouTube, was when Sonetta and Hassan Campbell all met up that day at Bronx River. Do you remember that day or no?
When they did the interview in the street?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's before 10 Toes Down ever had a YouTube channel. So, you know, and Sonetta obviously is the so-called cousin of 10 Toes Down. You're aware of that, yes?
Yeah.
So and from how I look at it, you know, I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for Hassan Campbell and Sonetta, 10 Toes Down probably wouldn't even have made a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just trying to keep it 100 right now. You know, I think he's been on YouTube for maybe a little over a year now. You know what I'm saying? He 90% of most of 10 Toes content is about who?
Hassan Campbell.
So what we doing right now at the end of the day, like we have to really like call a spade, you know, and we have to take out what you personally feel about somebody and let's just deal with the facts. You know what I mean? Like in a court of law, they only deal with nothing but the evidence. Let's keep the facts what the facts is. So, you know, of course, 10 Toes Down can't make that his claim to fame because it's going to diminish who he is as a character online. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, you know. But to answer that question, I definitely think that Hassan Campbell is one of the main reasons why he has so much subscribers. But you know, you could disagree. It is what it is.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe everybody that comes up off Hassan Campbell's name, I believe Hassan Campbell helps him. Like I'm sure he helped 10 Toes Down quite a bit. I'm absolutely positive. Like
why you think Monty Woodgrain slowed down with Hassan Campbell videos? He slowed down tremendously. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a point where Hassan Campbell stopped responding. You know what I mean? And you know, because there's so much people going at him, it's to the point where Hassan Campbell slowly but surely stopped addressing, especially smaller YouTubers. You know what I mean? Of course.
Oh my God, he be doing it all day long.
Oh, he still does it a lot. Or smaller.
No. I'm talking about if he was addressing everybody that made a video about him, he wouldn't sleep.
Yeah. So you know, Hassan Campbell's now seasoned now, and he's understanding certain things. Like Monty don't even really make Dr. Umar videos anymore. You see what's going on? It's like every time you have to rotate who you're gonna like attack next. So you know, Right now, the hot commodity right now is who? Okay, I'm going to go attack or whatever you like. At first, Monty and Kwame had a rapport. I remember the first time he hit the link and he had the muscle arms on and they was getting along. And then next thing you know, I turn around and he's beefing with him. I don't know what happened between that and that, but now he's making videos about him. Why? Because it's the fact that it's who's the next victim. Now I got to make sure I clout off of this person. I'm going to try to eat off this person as much as I possibly can. I'm going to keep going and going and going until people get tired of it. Why do you think Mr. Skinny is going live 8 hours a day now? Why do you think he's doing that?
See, that's why I haven't spoke on the Kwame and Mr. Skinny beef because I don't know what the hell is going on. Last thing I knew, they're freaking buddies, and now all of a sudden they're beefing.
Man, listen, this thing is first of all, and you should use the proper word. First thing, they were cousins. Now they're not cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay.
It's to the point where both of them are busted in the sense of both lying on each other, whatever the situation may be. You know what I mean?
So what started that whole? What happened?
I guess Kwame didn't like about because Mr. Skinny's online and people are saying that Mr. Skinny is fucking up the brand. You know what I mean? As far as him being affiliated with Kwame Brown and Mr. Skinny goes and calls women bitches all the time and disrespect the situation and go back and forth and yada yada yada. So it kind of the subscribers kind of got in between them in a sense, but kind of exposed the truth. But the first fallout that they had, first time they had a disagreement with Kwame not agreeing with what Mr. Skinny was doing, the first thing Mr. Skinny does is go to Crispy, aka Tommy Sotomayor, somebody who Mr. Skinny was, dissing for Kwame and shit like that. And all of a sudden, the first time they have a fallout, what happens? He goes to his enemy, his ops, and tells his business pillow talker like, that's female behavior to me. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
I mean, it is what it is. I can't co-sign what Mr. Skinny is doing, but he's definitely feel some type of way that I guess Kwame Brown isn't rocking with him like that anymore, and he's going there and trying to expose him and saying that sneaker drive was fake and Kwame was stealing the money from the people and this, that, and the third. And the more of the story was Mr. Skinny was basically a groupie of Kwame Brown. People see the status of this guy being a former first round NBA draft pick at the age of 18, and now he's on YouTube and people want to, get close to somebody like that of their celebrity status and maybe even assuming that he still has millions of dollars or whatever their intentions may be. Right. You know what I'm saying? But their fallout, it was just absolutely childish. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is at the end of the day, man. This shit is pathetic. But I got to watch this video that you're about to start streaming. I'm going to be listening in the background because I haven't watched it yet.
Me neither.
Curious. I'm curious on why, because last time I thought, like you just said, last time I seen Hassan Campbell and Kwame Brown beefing on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And their beef was silly as well. Pretty much. Hassan Campbell was the big YouTuber, and when Kwame Brown he came in like a bat out of hell. You know what I'm saying?
He did.
And his numbers was going crazy. I remember one time Kwame used to have over 10,000 people in his chat. It was lit. You know what I mean? But now it came down to about 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying? Or, he averaged like 1.5 thousand in his chat, which is still good. Yeah, it's still good for somebody like me and you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
that's great for me and you.
Shit, I get like 30, 40 people in my chat. So
I can't even get that many yet.
Right. I wouldn't know how to act with 1,500 people watching me at one time, but that's neither here nor there, you know what I'm saying?
Are you a DJ?
No, I'm just a person that likes music, yo. You know what I mean? I never DJ'd a wedding or a bar mitzvah or a birthday party or none of that type of shit. I just be in my basement in my house is, getting it in, man. You know what I mean? But
I got you.
It is what it is, man. Yo, listen, man. Good luck with your channel, man.
I appreciate you, man.
I definitely wanted to confront you. I didn't know the energy, man. I didn't know we are gonna be cussing at each other.
All good. It's all love, man. I got no beef with you, man.
Okay. I didn't know you was kind of acting like a tough guy on your channel, so I didn't know what was going on, man. But
I was feeling some type of way at that point.
But let me ask you a question before I let you go. Anything I said during this conversation, do you agree with how I feel about how you jumped the gun, or you still kind of like I was totally wrong? What say you?
I mean, I didn't see your whole live from the beginning. I just caught it right when I just seen you on my homepage. So, like you said, if I would have probably seen the whole thing, I might have thought something different. So, yeah, I kind of agree with you on it.
Okay, respect. That's all it is, man. You know, I didn't come on here to try to check you or none of that type of shit. I just want to talk to you as two grown-ass adults
No
to
facts.
have a conversation. And if we could figure it out, we could figure it out. If not, we just go, you know, you go your way, I go my way. We don't ever have to talk to each other ever again. You know what I mean? But
No, I definitely watch. I started watching something when I see you go live. I watch. I just don't be saying a lot of shit. I just be in the
come
background.
through and say hello, man. I ain't gonna bite you, man. You know what I mean?
I got you, man. I'll make sure I jump in there and say what's up.
All right, man. I'll be listening in the background, man. Take care.
All right, brother. You too.
Peace.
All right. Shout out to Renna. Shout out to Kid Murray. Shout out to Behind the Bar for stopping through. I respect him as a man for, you know, coming on here and you know, having a conversation with me. Gotta always respect a man like that. So without further ado, like I said, I haven't seen this yet. So we're going to get into it and we'll address it as we go along.
Just once Hassan breaks his voice through and we on some Bill vibe, like this right here could change the whole shit. I on some science shit. Ain't nobody fucking with me with the education. All black everything, black only, black teachers. We got more black men in my institute than almost all the schools in the area. Our curriculum is on point. Everything on point. You see what I mean? And it only can get better. And connecting right here in the world, seeing like a level up like this.
You see what I'm seeing? Hassan Campbell is closing the curtains. He's about to go crazy. You know what? You know he likes to say. They got their curtains closed, and he's closing the curtains. So we'll see.
This, you see what I mean? Like what Hassan and I could do in New York, Kwame, what we could do in the city with Charleston White going on with the youth. Yeah. Like this is a major play right here. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I've been like, I threw your name in the title once, you know, Kwame. I was like, yo, I gotta find some way to get the tank. You got all these bozos in the I'm like, yo, bro, like Hassan, I've been messaging Hassan mad times, and shout out to Hassan. He done always something like, yo, Q, anytime you want, yo, I'll bring you on the platform, promote the institute anytime you want. So it's like to connect like this, and it's real. Like I got somebody in Nigeria right now looking for a spot in Abuja. It's only $5,000 to get a huge compound of $7,000 in Abuja, Nigeria.
Yeah.
So,
peace. Hey, Q, let me ask you this: How do we donate to you, my brother?
Bro, forget not even to donate. It's about working right now, connecting, bro. Like we got resources. Like I know what to do with shit. You see what I mean? Like my credit great, my wife credit great. I got students all over the country. I got students in your town. I got students in every one of your towns.
Okay.
How many people you can say I got students in every one of your towns every day? Black families on of it. So it's about what we can connect. You might have access to resources. I do airsoft. We got the only black airsoft training in New York City for kids.
Okay.
Like, we want to go out of town and train that. Like I teach how to build motors. I like electricity. I do circuits. You know what I mean? Soldering. Where we do welding. Like you guys.
So what you saying is if we put a building up somewhere in a different city, you willing to bring programming and your programming and the things that you know to different cities?
I'm already. We have students in almost 40 cities.
Wow.
Right now, that's not even. I can go to any major city down there in the country and show you 15 to 20 students. That's in my program every day, and that's with the internet, and that's in our third year full time. Our goal is to hit with you, bro, Hassan, with Charleston White.
Hassan
we
ain't
can hit
gonna
500 to 1,000 kids. We're expected to hit 400 to 500 kids next year, but we can hit 1,000. You see what I mean? My goal next year is to be doing 25 to 35,000 a month, just paying teachers without no black people involved. This is just us. That's not going to like the donation supported. We have the only set your own price program. We suggest the price, but we're like, yo, look, we're not turning nobody away. We're going to make it work. Our program is, cooperative. And I don't want to take up the panel, but I ain't going to lie. I forget everybody else. You be talking to STEM shit. Our community needs STEM. 6% of our community is really involved in STEM. Motherfuckers don't know what they talking about in STEM. They talking about dealing with the youth. I deal with the Crips, Bloods, folks all day long in New York City. My studio is one of the main underground studios in New York City. You can just type in Zayax. You can ask any battle rapper from New York City. They'll tell you Zayax is this. So it's like we have access to the youth. We got resources. Dudes got bread. It's really just saying, like, let's get to the action right now.
Look, Hassan Campbell got out and was like, fuck this shit. I don't want to hear nothing about the shit.
Right now. Like, I'm right now. So you can get my phone right now. Tomorrow, let's get some bread. Let's build something right now. That's what the people need to see.
Somebody background noise going too crazy.
Bro, keep speaking that truth. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
You know what I'm saying? But emotional intelligence is a real thing.
It's Charles. Hassan, what's going on, man? I know I want to speak to you. I know you had the axe thing going on, pops and all.
I got
you. We having a positive situation going on. So, what do you have to add to the situation, brother?
Well, you know what? The one thing that I love is to see powerful black brothers come together when the streets is crying, the children is crying, the parents is crying, the mothers is crying, the fathers is crying, the gangsters is crying, but nobody knows how to say, I'm going through something. And to see brothers coming together on a platform is like what, you know what I mean? We started off wrong, but we could get back right. You see what I'm saying? Charleston White, I was the first to tell brothers like, yo, y'all don't understand this dude. Behind the scenes, he's doing things that you're not paying attention to. But when you're dealing with the actor, it's like we start doing things to get attention. But the reality of it is the attention is those kids that's going through something every day that we can't reach, or we could reach, but we're not paying attention to. The adults is seeking more attention than the children. If the children is the future, what future do we have if there's no children? We are like, it's like when you sit back and you analyze, grown men are dealing with envy and jealousy more than women. Women are seeking attention through men that's failing them. I see, like when you look at the brother, whatever his name is, I forget his name, but he got the platform and he's teaching women how to get a man and how to deal with a man. And some of the times these brothers be wrong. The strongest man sometimes in the hood that ends up in the penitentiary had a good woman. He just couldn't stay out there in the streets because he was addicted to that lifestyle. We all chasing an illusion while our babies are being failed on a miserable level. So now you got some powerful black brothers on the platform speaking, and the world is listening. The numbers that they're showing us right now is not the real numbers. The numbers is way higher. I sat back when I first looked at Kwame Brown. I'm a paranoid brother. I attacked the brother because I said this nigga Illuminati Kwame. But then when I sat back and I watched, I said, yo, Kwame platform was broken. He went from having 20 to 30,000 people on his platform because he tried to help all the smaller platforms. In this world, whether you sell your soul or not, there's rules to playing on the industry. And when you're playing on their industry and you try to wake people up or you try to help the smaller people, they will subtract you. So you watch Kwame Brown go from having 20 to 30,000 people watching him, lightning speed, the fastest growing channel, to all right, we're going to reduce this nigga back to being a nigga. So now we understand it's clear as day that everybody here has a message and they don't want that message out. This is good versus evil. And even sometimes on the dark side, when you're dealing with Star Wars, Anakin Walker or Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, towards the end, Darth Vader came back from the darkness to the light side. We have to let our light shine because there's people watching and they need to understand the same way we woke up, they can wake up too. The elements of evil is spreading all over the place. And it makes people feel comfortable in a stage of ignorance. We have to wake brothers up and make them understand you don't have to be a 40-year-old gangster. You don't have to wake up and your illest rhymes that you write is about you killing somebody that looks just like you. You got to understand that in your bloodline.
All right, is he taking shots at Five God again? Because he keeps bringing up about 40-year-old rapper, and that's what he likes to call Five God.
lives the slave master. In your blood lives the slave master. They invaded our ancestors over and over again with that R word. They R. Kelly'd us. They bombarded us. So when we look at each other, we look at each other through the eyes of the slave master. We treat each other worse than the slave master. If we sit up there, we write some poetry, it's going to be through the words of a slave master.
Right. But Hassan, let me ask you this, Hassan. How do we as content creators, because I say stuff that's edgy, you say stuff that's edgy. Sometimes we can both be considered as going overboard, more so than you and me. How do we say it in a way where
most you, not me,
but we're not getting them to focus on the distraction of how we say it, but getting them to understand the message?
It's only one way. You have to tap into the pain. You have to tell these brothers, I love you. I know what you're going through. I know you hurting. All of us been through some pain. All of us know something, seen something, experienced something, and everybody is suffering, but everybody's too real of a nigga to say, I'm hurting inside. The hood is hurting. The hood is filled with poverty and pain. And until we address the pain, we're not going to solve anything. Like, you got to understand something. In order to be 50 Cent and come out with the top selling poison on
Reddit,
powder,
you are not lying.
which is drugs, and killing. In order for us to produce this, it's a world filled with pain. In order for us to relieve our pain, we have to see somebody die. We have to literally listen to somebody get murdered on record. Lyrical genocide. So it's like, damn, how are we going to save the younger generation? I tell people like this, right? The truckers make the world go round. In COVID, it was the nurses that were saving us. It was the doctors that were saving us. In the court system, it's the lawyers that's saving us. When you go to the supermarket, the truckers have to bring the food there. When you go to the furniture store, the truckers got to deliver this. So it's like when you find yourself repping this real niggas and bad bitches syndrome that's pushed on us, you realize that if there's a ship, if this is Noah's Ark, or we watched the movie 2012, and we have to recruit the best of the best, if all you can do is kill somebody through the eyes of the slave master that you see through, then what can you do on this boat? Are you an electrician? Are you a welder? All you can do is kill your people, rob, rape, and kill.
The audio turned bad. Somebody check the audio. Hassan, check your audio and see if that's you.
Nah, that's not me.
Oh, it might be Charleston. Hey, so Hassan, since you up here, let's allow some guests up here. And while you up on the panel, if they have a question for you or anybody up here, let's let them direct the questions to us real quick.
Let's go.
All right. What's up, brother?
Mic check. Yo, can y'all hear me?
Hey, Carcino, come hit the link, man. I know Carcino got a lot of questions for you, Hassan, because a lot of people are going to ask, that's why I touched on the delivery. Because a lot of times it seems like, and this is a positive panel, but it seems like you're in the hood perpetuating the same things that you're talking about one minute, and then the next minute you talk positive. I do believe when you talk positive, you speak from a lens, and that pain that you talk about, you give it in a way where people recognize it and they can identify with it. But then sometimes it seems like you jump in the algorithm lane. So how do we get more of the Hassan that just speak about the pain and speak about the true reality of the hood instead of the algorithm Hassan?
Well, it depends on who's manipulating the videos that's being watched. Because when you see me in the street, you see me during the pandemic, where people were setting the Bronx on fire. You saw me outside stopping young boys from looting stores while the police was outside watching and the cameras was watching. Those are videos that's never posted. When you see me outside and you see me flip mode outside, you see dudes run down on me with guns. And then when I defend myself, I want being the ignorant nigga. But if I would have got murdered like FBG Duck or King Vaughn, then it would have been rest in peace. He's the next Malcolm X. See, the reality of it is when people want to touch on the mistakes that I made, when I'm trying to rectify or redeem myself, it's like we can never save each other. And then when you sit back and you analyze, right, everybody where we come from prostituted, sold drugs, murdered somebody, or did something wrong. So if you can't turn from being red to Malcolm X, then we doomed. And that's the problem with social media. Social media becomes the FBI. If you made a mistake in life, you can never clear yourself up on social media, on black social media, because black platforms want to play the role of white supremacy. So we can't fix each other, we can't heal each other, and we can't move forward because it's animosity and egos.
Okay. All right, brother, you got a question for somebody on the panel? I'm trying to get Carsino up here, but people keep joining the link. I'm kicking you out for a reason, guys. Let's see if Carsino joined the link. But go ahead, brother. You got the floor.
My whole thing is like this, right? Nas made a song called "All I Need Is One Mic." We got some of the top YouTubers or top black brothers up here that you can have on the platform, and we have kids in the community, even adults in the community crying. If you got a voice and you have something to say that can shine light on somebody's darkness, what is going to be the words that you're going to say to that person that's looking from healing? They're not looking for Evander Holyfield or Mike Tyson. They're looking for the words that's going to spark or plant the seed that's going to save their life. See, this is, and that's what it all boils down to. Either you're going to be part of God's plan or the devil's work. That's it.
Right. And for the person who asked me to ask Hassan about why he talking about my family, this ain't the time for that. We talking about something else. We're not going to talk about no negativity. So go ahead, brother. Ask your question for anybody on the panel.
Let me say this.
Right?
Go ahead.
Right. I wanted to just go to the topic that you had. Salutes to Hassan and everybody. I'm going to be brief. I wanted to address you personally, Kwame. I think you've given an opportunity for brothers to be men, and I want to take that opportunity. I appreciate it. I do the same thing. On my channel, people disagree with me. I drop the link. They very seldom coming up like men to address you face to face. So I want to practice what I preach. I made a couple of videos about you in the past, criticizing you negatively and positively. And some of those were concerning whether or not you were a true foundational Black American was a debate that we had. And
let me ask you this. Why are you concerned with whether I'm a foundational Black American? I said trading and coding need to be in schools. Do you agree?
Right on. Right on. So
wait. Whoa. Before the right on, I asked you a question. Yeah. Do you agree with that or not?
I definitely agree that trading and coding.
Okay, so if you agree, allow me to ask another question. You don't want to flip us.
No problem.
Allow me to ask another question. If you agree with me with trading and coding being in schools, then why are you trying to find the hypocrisy in a man? I
agree with you on a lot of things, trading and coding.
It's not about agreeing with me. The message was trading and coding.
I'm trying to ask you. I promise you, I didn't come up here on no trolling or nothing like that. I came to be a man and accept the link to show you that I was one of the guys that criticized you negatively and positively. I want to answer you, but you keep cutting me off. No disrespect. So just to answer you real quick, I agree with you on trade and coding. Just because I agree with you on trade and coding, don't mean that because I run a platform, the community won't bring up other things that they don't agree with you on. So I try to be fair. And what I'm here to say here in 2022 is, because I hadn't made any videos with your name in the title, negative or positive, for a year. And I got a video bigging you up. I got a lot of people from Bus Life follow my channel. So I'm using this, and I'm going to be brief, and I'll leave with this. As a man, karma-wise, I wanted to take this opportunity to let you know I respect your unity with the brother Charleston White, with you opening up your platform, being man enough to allow people who disagree up. I don't see a lot of people clicking the link. I just wanted to be a man to let you know I respect that. I do the same thing. This is 2022. I don't hold grudges, and I salute to you.
Okay, brother. I appreciate it. All right. All right, let's see. What's going on, bro?
What's going on? I'm on.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah. All right, how you doing, Kwame? How you doing, Charleston? Brother Nathan, Hassan, and Brother Q Butter. How y'all guys doing tonight?
We're doing good. I'm doing good. What's up?
Good, black man. How about yourself, man?
Peace,
I'm
family.
doing amazing, man. And I just want to appreciate, this right here is what the young guys got to see. They got to see us talking shit. They got to see us arguing. But at the end of the day, we all going to leave with our nuts. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all going to leave as men. They have to be able, because now the dialogue is, what I'm saying, a 30 round, a 30 round clip, 100 round clip, monkey nuts. You know what I'm saying? That's the conversation now. We'll let them choppers ring on your ass. That's what the conversation now is now. But now, they're able to see, guys, that men that has purpose, men that actually have things going for themselves, having the heart to even talk to each other, hash it out. Just you and Hassan being on this shit is just like amazing for guys who might be beefing right now. It might be a young guy beefing right now, and to see y'all two on the same fucking panel and be like, you know what, shit really ain't worth it, bro. I think we can hash it out. But what I wanted to talk about was, I heard Charleston White, and I love Nathan. Nathan, I love your breakdowns, bro. The way you be breaking that shit down, philosophical, this shit is amazing. I don't know what school you went to or what books you read, but that shit is dope. Anyways,
I appreciate
a lot
that,
of people,
brother. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. But Charleston White was talking about the youth, you know what I'm saying, talking about the young man. And one aspect of the shit that I really want, people to recognize is the psychological damages that, weighs on their minds. Like they don't understand the psychological part, from their subconscious to the mind and, all of that shit, frontal lobes. They don't understand all of that that's going on at one time, in their mind. Like you said, Charleston, they that's why they talk with their feelings, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't know how to process a lot of this stuff at one time. So I wanted to get you guys' opinions, just like not just on the physical, but like on the psychological aspect of a young guy who has no father, his mother is on drugs or she's trying to do something, he's home. Like the psychological aspect this shit plays on their mind, because it has to be, I remember going through things as a young man, and sometimes I would be, sitting home and it'll be a loop going on in my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like do this, do that. But, thanks God that I was, strong enough to not do things. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to get you guys' perspective on like the psychological aspect of what these kids is going through. Cause like you said, Charleston, we ain't got time to be talking about slavery, bro. These niggas in the metaverse now. You know what I'm saying?
Charleston, you take this first, and then Nathan, you go ahead second, and then we'll go.
You painted a picture of the father gone, the mother on drugs. From my qualitative experiences, right?
Yeah.
He the most dangerous nigga in the hood. The nigga whose daddy gone and mama on drugs, because the mama on drugs, she go 9 times out of 10 impart the street mentality into him, right?
Yeah.
She gonna teach him how to handle hoes. She gonna show him how to be a tough nigga. He ended up becoming the most dangerous and the most violent, living up to his mother's expectations. Or he turns away from it, right? That's the mama's son who she can say, I got my son, he'll come get you. That's the nigga show up and come kill you for his mama.
Exactly.
That's what we got now, right? The mama on drugs normally turns the kids into tools to get back at everybody, to get back at her mama who raising them. So those are the kids who resent the grandmother who's sacrificing her life because they mama gone off. So he'll start beating up his grandmama. He'll start kicking on his grandmama. He'll start beating up his sister. Tupac said something in a song. When I get my weight up with my hate and pay him back when I'm bigger. The game is the pacifier.
Yeah.
The violent video games and the lyrics that the kids get to listen to, that's the pacifier until they get their weight up to the hate.
Hell, they're all buddy now,
they get
apparently.
to act it out in the game, and they get to act it out in the lyrics of mimicking rap songs. Once the body size reaches that pain, the pain is hate. It's hate. In the beginning, it's not hate. It's just pain.
Yeah, you're
it's
correct.
Hurt, it's pain. It's hurt. It's pain. As I begin to grow, I begin to get angry. Once that weight meets the hate, y'all in trouble. The school in trouble. Whoever live with me in trouble. Who's ever date me in trouble. Who's ever around me is in trouble. Don't come trying to heal my pain when I'm hate. Because you'll end up dead trying to help me when I'm hating.
And that's the disconnect I believe Nathan was talking about between when like y'all was trying to tell the cool motherfucker that like shit is real. Everybody, you can't come with that suave shit like on these 12-year-olds is gorillas now. That's why I said you know what I'm saying? They little King Kongs now. So you can't come with that cool shit.
Hold on, brother. I don't want to move from the question. Let's let Nathan talk about it. Then we're gonna let Hassan, and then we're gonna let Q, so we can all speak about it.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's you absolutely right. And Charleston brought up a great point. You know, the power of emotions. You know, when the man is absent, the father is absent. There's no structure. There's no discipline. Right? There's no logic. You know, all actions absent of logic creates chaos. Right? And so this is what we see. This is what we see in our community. Is very pervasive. You talked about the psychology behind it. I'm gonna share two things with you. One of them you probably heard of, called the Oedipus complex. Right? We talk about that sickness, you know, that a mother passes on to her son. You know, the son feels obligated, right? The love is real corrupt. It's a corrupt form of love that a son has for his mother, you know, willing to still kill and destroy for his mother, right? We have a boy who wants to become a man too soon. And what is he willing to do? Right? I've seen young brothers, you know, I have to pull them to the side and talk to them. They're willing to take your life, take your mother's life, all in exchange for making their mother better. You know, I would talk to these young men. I'll say, sir, listen, you just robbed this lady at gunpoint. You just shot this lady. I said, she's 40-something years old. You know, you're only 17 years old. Make it make sense. You know, like, yo, I got to put food on the table. I need to do this. I need to do that. I said, okay, cool. I said, well, guess what? How would you feel? Let me tell you how absent-minded these young brothers are. I said, how would you feel if your mother was leaving the mall and some kids rode up alongside of her in a stolen vehicle, right? Shot her and took her purse. How would that make you feel? Right? And they tell you how disgusted, how frustrated, how angry. Oh, I'd want to kill that nigga. Right? I want to kill that nigga if he did something like to my mom. I said, sir, listen, you did that to somebody's mother. And when I say that to them, you see this light bulb go off. Listen, our kids are so disconnected. They don't realize that the people that they're harming are people. They have kids too. They have sons and daughters. They're somebody's mother, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing that you talked about when we talk about psychology. I'm gonna dive into sociology real quick.
Please
the criminal aspect of the mind. There's this concept. There's this theory called the strain theory, right? And psychology look at this from a criminal standpoint, with deviant behavior with our young men, young girls. What does it say? What we don't realize is how much validation these kids put on their lives when it comes to materialism, how important that means to them. We have kids who are 16, they're kingpins in their schools. They live a double lifestyle. The strain theory talks about exactly what it sounds like: the frustration, the pain, the negative emotions that kids go through when they're put in a situation where they see another child have something that they don't have. They have something that they can't obtain, right? They can't obtain something that they feel like they should have, something that their parents, the mother can't provide for them. So you're looking at the child across from you. He has Jordans. He has a polo outfit. Back in the day, we had FUBU, right? They have these things that we want to have, and you can't get them legitimately So then that creates a frustration amongst children. And when you can't obtain something legitimately, you then lean on deviant acts and deviant behaviors to obtain that. You know, they call it the strain theory. It's a frustration, a psychological defect that takes place in a child's mind when they want to try to obtain and live a lifestyle that they see other people live, and they can't live it for themselves. And it causes them to lean on crime, deviant behavior in order to obtain those same things. And this is what we see often in our community. What influences them? The media, social media, rappers, entertainment.
Let's let Hassan chime in on this. Go ahead, Hassan.
Ask the question again, so I don't go in the wrong direction, because I was listening to everybody build, but I kind of lost track of the question. So what was the question again?
Well, basically, I wanted to know you guys' perspective on the psychology of these young guys going through what they're going through now, as far as like what Charleston said. Like we don't need to be worried about. I mean, I ain't gonna say we don't need to be worried about it, but it's not at this point. It's not the most important thing as far as our history and slavery when we have the metaverse. You know, so what is the psychological aspect? I hear you always talk about the youth, talk about the young guys. What is their psychological aspect of, you know, what's going on now, and how is it affecting them mentally, psychologically?
Well, when it's like, it depends on every household. When you're dealing with the African American community, and I hate to use that word, but we're gonna stick to that because that's what we know. That's what we known as right now.
So good.
Every household is being raised off a different pain and different trauma. So everybody has a different experience. Everybody handles their experience totally different. In one house, you might have a crackhead and a dope fiend. In another house, you might have the alcoholic father that's constantly beating on the mother. In another household, like a similar household that I'm dealing with right now, with a friend of mine or whatever the case may be, not to put their business out there, but I'm gonna put the business out there. If they watching, it is what it is. You have women that consistently deal with different men. Every kid that they had got a different stepdaddy. Every kid got a daddy or a different stepdaddy. These children are dealing with these jail dudes or street dudes with street mentalities. You have a 17-year-old that's at the break of, okay, I done seen 5 different niggas beat on my mother. Now I got a gun in the next door neighbor's house, and I'm telling this dude, this is the last time you're gonna touch my mother. Every household is dealing with a different pain.
Yeah.
So now individually, we have to tap into every household in these different pains. Everybody's trauma, everybody's pain is not the same, and everybody don't deal with the same situations the same. In my family, speaking on my own behalf and my own family, I come from a family where, you know, everybody knows my story. But before I got to my story, my mother was raised in a household where her stepfather was a psychopath, that was a murderous psychopath that, you know, he pulled the R. Kelly on the sisters. And if anybody came to deal with this man was a dangerous man. Okay. So now you have a dilemma of, or you have a generational curse of R. Kelly's and Africa Bambatas, where you kind of used to your abuser, you around your abuser. Thanksgiving Day, you around your abuser. Christmas, you around your abuser. Or just on holiday weekends, or you just on the weekends, you around your abuser. So you taught not to say nothing, to be used to your abuser. And after a while, your pain builds up and builds up and builds up. At some point in time, I got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore. And the fire, it burned in me. But even still, when I went to the Board of Education, my 5th grade teacher told me straight up and down, when you turn 18 years old, you going to jail. My birthday was September 3rd. September 5th, I was on the run for shooting Max from Trio. September 6th, I was on the run for murder. When the Board of Education could see you come to school and you got so much hurt and pain that you're filled with, and they don't do something to solve that hurt and pain, they're part of the problem too. The Board of Education is the pipeline to the penitentiary. And sometimes these adults, these black teachers working with these Italians and Yugoslavians and everything else that don't live in our community, but they teaching in our community, we become just a check. So the Board of Education is looking to get a check off of you. Then you have these rappers. Hassan Campbell is the enemy to the industry because I attack every gangster rapper that there is. Why? Because you come to the hood from your mansions with $1 million worth of jewelry, and then when you write your rhymes, it's the most horrific horror movie that you could put through like it's like lyrical homicide through the radio. But when you go back home, it's like the most. You got your maid, you got everything, your gardens, you got paradise. But when you come in front of us, you have to put on demon time and demonic energy to conjure up spells to lead our kids into the hellfire. And see, my whole thing is I sacrifice myself because when I go outside, y'all gotta understand something. Every enemy that I have is a millionaire with 1 million soldiers.
Look at Q Butter on the bottom in the middle right. This motherfucker's into the conversation deep. Like, look at his face. Yo, he's into that shit.
But I refuse on my platform to sit back and let the music industry send these grown-ass 40-year-old men that's almost in the grave, and every other sentence that come out of their mouth is I sold crack. I'll murder you. I'll push your shit back. I'll split your wig. At some point in time, somebody got to take the stand and say, you know what? We ain't all in this together. There's a line that has to be drawn. You niggas is sent to keep us dumb. There's billions of dollars to keep us dumbed down, and I'm going to wake these niggas up. The main reason why I deal with brothers like Charleston White, because people don't understand. So when I go in the court system and change the laws, y'all don't respect that. All right, so now I'm going to turn myself into the most ignorant niggas, and now I'm going to diss all you gang and you rap niggas and become an enemy. Charleston White is doing something that I was already doing, and he's doing it in a way where people are like, whoa, some people are still too stupid to understand, like this man have been in the court system changing laws.
Yeah, that's exactly what people we've been asking for. And when somebody tries to do the work, we don't respect it. You see what Ice Cube tried to do. You see what Ice Cube tried to do, and they dragged him for that.
Listen,
they crucified.
Listen, Tupac. Listen, Tupac said, he said, I peeped the weakness in this rap game and sold it. When Tupac first came out, he was talking about Dear Mama, Brenda's got a baby. Keep your head up.
I apologize, guys. I got to kick some people from the studio to try to get Charleston back. Not to cut y'all off, so I got to kick some people out. So y'all go ahead. I'm just letting people know that I'm kicking out.
Hassan, let me ask you something real quick. What do you think? There's a DJ in New York who decided he wasn't going to play any more beef records anymore.
Who do you think he was listening to?
Yeah.
Who do you think? Let me explain something to you, right?
I just want to put that out there. Why did it take someone who's not black?
Understand something. Behind the scenes, right?
And he started a domino.
I am documented as the first dude to ever speak out against drill music, to the point to where that everybody hates me now because they feel like I done slowed down the process. That's not what slowed down the process. You know what it was? What slowed down New York drill music is when it was two young brothers, right? D-Thing and K-Flock. Between River Park Towers and Third Side, Cortland Ave, between those crews.
Guys, I'm trying to get Charleston White back on, so I'm gonna kick y'all from the studio until we get Charleston back on. So please don't join the studio until we get Charleston back on. Go ahead, y'all.
It was so many bodies that dropped. People got to understand something. When you make a blood sacrifice, in the streets, the blood sacrifice was being made, and the YouTube platforms and the streaming platforms was making these young kids hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars still living with their mother. So now, when these young boys was actually sitting up there watching and saying, yo, I monetized my video, and I sat up there and made $50,000 in 1 month, $60,000, $70,000 in 1 month off of a video talking about me committing genocide, and I actually killed somebody from the hood, what's going to stop them from making this music? So now, my voice, and I don't care what nobody say, I spoke so hard against that drill music DJ Drewski came out. Then the mayor came out. After the mayor came out, I've been attacking Mano. I've been attacking Jim Jones. Mano came out. Once Mano came out, he brought Fabio Foreign out. When Fabio Foreign came out, he also brought Beloved from Cortland Ave out, right? After that.
But Hassan, let me ask.
Okay, so you see that comment right there. Hassan Campbell didn't help anybody in Bronx Fire. He was out buying hats for himself. Now, see, this is where I disagree, because if you watched the live with Mel Cross and China Mac that were outside of the building, they didn't want no money. All they said was bring like canned foods, sweaters, shirts, towels, shit like that. So what does him going out buying, hats and jackets and shit like that, what does that have to do with helping anybody in the Bronx? Like, nobody knows, like, if Hassan actually helped or not. I don't know. I mean, he could have donated some shit or he couldn't have. I don't know. But for them to say that he didn't help anybody because he was out buying hats and clothes, that has nothing to do with, because they both said, China Mac and Millcross said they didn't want no money. They didn't want no donations. They just wanted, like food or stuff like that. So no money was being taken. So I don't understand why him going shopping has to do with, because he didn't jump when they wanted him to jump to, donate. He wasn't the first one there or the second one there that he wasn't, helping. Like, so I don't know if he actually did or not, but even if he did, he made a video, like, I think it was the same day or the next day, of him at the store buying hats and trying on coats. Like, that doesn't mean he didn't help or he wasn't going to help. So I hate to see comments like that, because they're just making shit up. Like, they don't know for a fact if he helped or not. He could have, he might not have. I don't know. But people that make these kind of comments are retarded. That's my opinion.
Listen, let me finish. After that, a lot of the killing wasn't on wax no more when it was popular. So right after that,
guys that's coming in the studio, I'll say again, please don't hit the studio link. Willie J. Brown, please stop hitting the studio link until we get Charleston White back up. Please, guys, be respectful. I'm kicking you off the studio for a reason. I don't need to do it 25 times.
So after that, after that, right? After the Bronx drill calmed down, because the most notorious dudes got locked up and the boys calmed it down, they turned around and gave Little Dirk $40 million, and the beef in Chicago between NBA Youngboy is sped back up. So New York drill started dying down a little bit, and Chicago picked back up with the violence with NBA Youngboy. And just to answer the question real quick, Carsino for Life said Hassan Campbell didn't help anybody in the Bronx Fire. He was out buying hats. Let me clear that up real quick. First and foremost, I don't even understand why we have so much of a powerful build, and that's something that's highlighted. But what I am going to say is, in the Bronx Fire,
what I do is, no offense, what I do is anybody who's super chat, whether they talking about me, whether they saying whatever, $2.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so
I appreciate it, because what I am going to say is, actually, I did help people in the Bronx Fire, but what I didn't do was make a video on it. I helped a lot of people. There's people in that building that I actually know in real life and time, but I never made a video on it. But the video that was posted up with me buying hats, I made that video about 2 weeks before that was posted.
Okay, well, that clears that up.
Because we bloggers. So sometimes you make a video. I posted that video around that time. So another person made a video talking about, as that fire was going on, I was posting up hats. But I have representatives that go into some of these neighborhoods and actually represent me there, because I have a lot of enemies. So certain neighborhoods, I don't want to clash with my son, because at the end of the day, or tripe gangster, when it's work being done. And
whoa! Did he just? Wait a minute. Let me make sure I heard this right. Let's go back for a second.
That's exactly what we've been asking for. And when somebody tries to do the work, we
spoke so hard against that drill music DJ Drewski came out. Then the mayor came out. After the mayor came out, I've been attacking Mano. Hassan Campbell didn't help anybody in the Bronx fire. He was out buying hats. Let me clear that up real quick. First and foremost, I don't even understand why we have so much of a powerful build, and that's something that's highlighted. But what I am going to say is, in the Bronx fire,
what I do is, no offense, what I do is anybody who's super chat, whether they talking about me, whether they saying whatever, $2.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so
I appreciate it, because what I am going to say is, actually, I did help people in the Bronx fire, but what I didn't do was make a video on it. I helped a lot of people. There's people in that building that I actually know in real life and time, but I never made a video on it. But the video that was posted up with me buying hats, I made that video about 2 weeks before that was posted, because we bloggers. So sometimes you make a video. I posted that video around that time. So another person made a video talking about, as that fire was going on, I was posting up hats. But I have representatives that go into some of these neighborhoods and actually represent me there, because I have a lot of enemies. So certain neighborhoods, I don't want to clash with my son.
Okay, so now you don't want to clash with my son. You talk all this shit about my son and how you'll fight him, and Tribe Gangsta, how you'll fight him and beat him in the ring and all types of shit. And you're some street dude. But he just said that he has representatives that go out to these certain hoods because he has enemies. Okay. So why is he still talking street shit, and he's outside, but he has representatives going to certain hoods because he doesn't want to clash with anybody?
Because at the end of the day, or Tribe Gangsta, when it's work being done and that's their work, I send people to represent me. So that is actually a lie. I actually did something for the people in the fire. So you have to stop that. That's just to clear that up. And now we can get back to grown man conversations where we was at, instead of nitpicking. Because the reality of it is, no matter what wasn't done yesterday, our voices is holding weight today. Tupac used his voice. He went from saying dear mama to being a gangster because he still wanted to flip you the message. In this industry, if you ain't trying to be the most illest, ignorant nigga, they're not trying to let you shine on these platforms. And that's the bottom line to it.
Looks like a handicapped kid wants to say something.
To your point, when you're talking
hold on real second. Hold on real quick. Let's let this young lady that's been waiting patiently, and then we'll get Jose up. Let's let her ask a question, and then we'll get Jose to ask a question. Go ahead, young lady.
Hi, thank you. How y'all doing tonight?
All right. Why are you doing? We're doing good.
I have a couple of questions. One was for Mr. White, but for Hassan, and I understand.
Hold on one second, man. People in the back, please stop joining the chat until Charleston White is back up. I'm not gonna let you up, so don't need to hit the button over and over again. Dennis, please don't hit the button. Please do not hit the button. No one, stop hitting the button. I'm kicking you out for a reason. Please don't hit the button until we get Charleston White back up. Thanks.
They might not be able to.
Go ahead, ma'am.
So I have a question for Mr. Nathan too, but to talk to Hassan and to address what Mr. Carcino was saying, the logic about I don't know if you're serious or not. So I don't know if you are a troll, or I don't know if you do stuff in real life. So right now this conversation is great and dandy, but I can't ignore the things I have heard you say on the internet regarding our community, but you're saying you're building the community. It's a contradiction. So which one is it? Are you for the people, or are you not for the people?
Well, I'll say this, right? Let me ask you a sister. Let me ask you a question, sis. Do you have a husband with your kids in your house? Do you have kids?
I do not have children, but I do have a husband.
Okay, so in my household, right, I'm raising children. I have 2 children getting ready to graduate out of high school at the same time.
Congratulations.
And my whole thing is that I'm about man, woman, and child. No matter what anybody say about me, every night when I go into the jungle, or every day when I go into the jungle, every night I come back into a black household with a black woman and black children, raising my children to be the best that I could possibly. Now, my whole thing is that at the end of the day, right, we all make mistakes in life. We all have enemies, and sometimes a person could say something to rattle your cage. If I ask God to forgive me, or if I give charity in secret, who are you or anybody else, and I say this respectfully, to hold my thoughts against me every single day? I can't go into your closet and show everybody the things that you did or your mother did every day to weigh on the same judgment. But what I will say is that I'm creeping up on 400,000 subscribers, and when I go live, the community is behind me, because the community that I deal with, without the manipulation with the chopped and screw videos, they understand my struggle and my pain. When I get on social media, I don't write a rap talking about how I'm going to kill the whole community. When I get on social media, I don't push crack or push dope or coke. When I sit back in my time, I don't have a 50 Cent Power where I got 3 or 4 different episodes of murder, death, kill on the internet. My voice is not that powerful, but at the same time, it is that powerful because I'm the voice of the streets. So everybody wants my position. So anything and everything that I've done, that I do will be highlighted. How did I become everybody's judgment? Why? Because everybody's looking at me, because for me, to some people, I am considered to be the people's champ. Bottom line to it, I'm one of the YouTubers. I don't have no guest appearances, but for 2 years, I got damn near 100,000 views on mostly every video that I put up in less than 10 hours.
But Hassan, hold on, Hassan. I think what she's asking is, without all the numbers and without all that stuff, I think she's asking about the difference in behavior.
Listen.
Yes, the behavior.
Listen. Let me ask you a question.
Hold on, son. I know she brought the topic up. I know it's positive, but we got to keep it fair. If she's asking you about the behavior of you as a grown man, and some of your behavior is inconsistent with the message of being positive, then you got to speak towards that. You can't make it about anything else. She asked you directly about what have you done and what are you doing for the community that you seem to serve.
All right, I got you. I'm gonna say like this, right? I'm gonna keep it simple. And this is the best answer that you can give anybody and everybody in the Black community. F all the BS about we gonna go to this school and we gonna go to that school. If every man takes responsibility for the children in his house, if every man looks after his nieces and nephews, you don't have to go to every house or knock on every door. The problem is that people are not tending to home. I'm in my house, sending my kids out into the world to be productive. My wife works for the Board of Education. She does speech therapy. She has 2 different jobs that she's working, dealing with children, contributing to children in broken homes. Me, I do my thing behind the scenes as well as the internet. But my number one place that I'm saving the world, in order for me to save the world, I have to save the world at home. Now, when you have kids, you have to go through the test of time. Your body might get, and I'm not wishing this on you, but I'm just saying, when a woman gives birth, sometimes her and that man can't stand the rain. Sometimes
he's still avoiding the question.
When that child reaches 1 to 2 years old, that man is out. It might be because of your attitude, or it might be because you don't look attractive no more. I don't know what their problem is. Whatever the problem is, I'm home fighting the battle. No matter what it takes, I'm doing man, woman, and child. And I can tell you something else too. When it comes to any of my children's mothers that don't live with me, any last one of them, whatever they need, I got. Even if they're in a relationship with somebody else, I'm still taking care of other houses that I don't even belong in. Let
me ask the young lady this. Young lady, do you feel like your question has been answered?
I'm totally confused, but I can move on with the conversation. And I can say, based off what you're saying, Hassan Campbell, I can respect you being a father and being in your household, but you are totally filibustering what I'm saying. Your behavior is different. It's unacceptable. I can't sit here, excuse me, I'm speaking. I'll let you speak for like a minute. Your behavior cannot be excused. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, no way, no how. So it sounds good what you say. I appreciate it, I respect it, but no, sir. So moving on, no disrespect, but moving on. Nathan, I want to go back to what you said.
Let me respond.
Hold on. Let her answer Nathan something real quick. Go ahead.
Going back to
Don't move on now.
She want to move on. Let her move on.
No, let me respond. Let me respond. I'm gonna make it quick.
Hold on, hold on. Let her just go ahead and ask Nathan a question. Then we'll let you respond.
All right, got it.
Nathan, moving on to what you were saying, and Mr. Charleston White, I had a question that tied in together. You were talking about the mother, and you went into a dialogue about mothers and how Black men love their mother, et cetera, et cetera. And earlier today, Charleston White was talking about Keisha, and he also mentioned the nuclear family as well. So my question to you is in regards to the mother and that love, either positive or a little, I don't know to say overbearing, but the good and the bad that comes with that love. How do you, and this was to Charleston White as well, when a Keisha does come out or when the feminine traits do come out, how do you address that respectfully? Because I do feel like the conversation needs to be had, but there's always such a big, I guess, like stigma of disrespect that the conversation could never be had, that you need to have between the husband and the wife, well, in the family in general, in order for the family to grow stronger as a Black community. So I hope my question was clear.
Yeah, kind of. So it's clear. I get what you're saying. And I think the problem is that relationship becomes distorted, right? I think what people don't understand is that as children are born, they're a sponge. And what parents have to realize is that when you have a child, their perception and how they perceive things is not the way we give it, right? You might try to educate a child a certain way, but their perception is so different. And so we have to be mindful. That's why they say you can innocently tell your child to, hey, you're eating too much. That child will start to grow up thinking that the child is fat, right? Or has an eating disorder, right? So you have to just be careful. Every little thing we do, kids mimic it, And so there's a distortion between a love a mother has, because once you have all this feminine energy, feminine traits, and you don't have any masculine energy to kind of balance it out, then the child starts to adopt and adapt to what they see all the time, which is the mother. And so that's what makes it dangerous, because you start to move, operate, and think like a woman, and the child has no balance when we're talking about young men. I think the biggest issue overall that has to be addressed is how we communicate with one another. At the end of the day, we look at what's the purpose of culture. Culture is supposed to teach us how to interact with one another, right? It's our value system. It's our morals. It's our compass that we use to guide ourselves. It's how we are connected as a nation, as a people. So when we look at Black culture, we notice that it's broken, it's dysfunctional. What do we see? At the end of the day, if you ask yourself, and even your boyfriend, your husband, I believe you said you're married, you say, who taught you? Ask your husband, who taught you how to be a husband? Who taught you how to be a wife? Who's going to teach you how to be a mother? See, we, in our culture right now, being Black people, we're constantly reinventing the wheel. The wheel was already created. We're not following the blueprint. So when we start breaking our families,
I like this guy. I never heard of him before.
Passed down successfully as it's supposed to. We waste so much time trying to relearn things that have already been taught, but have been lost, right? And we start moving away and alienating ourselves from tradition, because we start to feel like in our community that tradition is restricted. Tradition makes us feel like we're in a box or we're in prison. And in a sense, tradition is there to protect us and give us guidance. And so we have to start going back and looking at the things that worked before. We've done this before. We've done it before in the 60s. We were the most wed. We had less babies out of wedlock. I believe almost like 25%, babies were born out of wedlock. Now it's at 70, 75%. And so again, if we just have to dive back and see what values and systems or traditions have we lost, and we need to take the time to actually put those back and incorporate them back into our community. And it takes time, it takes patience, it takes conversations like these, it takes men, stepping up, staying in their homes, not abandoning their families. It takes women not pushing men out, not using their babies as leverage over their men, or using the courts, or even law enforcement. I say it all the time on my channel. Women use law enforcement in the courts to leverage men and get the best over them.
That's a fact.
So it's a lot of work on both sides. And at the end of the day, the best thing we can start doing is picking properly. We don't pick the right partners. We pick for the wrong reasons, right? Our men are throwing their seat around. Women are throwing their legs open. To each and everything. So there are things we can do that doesn't require any divine movement. We just have to be better people just overall for self, and then take the time to be patient with one another. You know, that's the only way I see it getting better. And then from there, when you have the opportunity to be a mother and your husband becomes a father, you guys have an opportunity, just like Hassan was saying, you have the opportunity to make the change, and the difference, the biggest difference is what we have right here in the moment. What we can do now, we can't hold onto the past. We got to look at what we could do now and learn from the mistakes of the people before us, and make sure that moving forward, we can pass a stronger baton.
All right, let's try to give Hassan Campbell a chance to answer the young lady's question. I know she may be over it, but are you over it, young lady, or you want to give him one more try?
I can give you one more chance, but Hassan, what you were saying before, if it's going to be in that same trajectory, no, you're going to have to switch it up and give me some real answers, because your behavior is unacceptable. Period.
And Hassan, add this to the question. Moxie wants to know, what do you think about the Latin community?
I'm about to look you up, Hassan. They dragging you, Hassan.
You're muted.
You up, brother.
You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Yo, he's laughing.
You're muted.
Hold up.
Hassan,
You're muted.
Is he laughing? Is Nathan laughing at the handicapped kid? Hold up. Look. As soon as he says he's muted, he starts cracking up.
The wrong reasons, right? Our men are throwing their seat around. Women are throwing their legs open, you know, to each and everything. So there are things we can do that doesn't require any divine movement.
Well, as soon as he starts talking, he starts fucking laughing at him.
Just overall for self, and then take the time to be patient with one another. You know, that's the only way I see it getting better. And then from there, when you have the opportunity to be a mother and your husband becomes a father, you guys have an opportunity, just like Hassan was saying, you have the opportunity to make the change, and the difference, the biggest difference is what we have right here in the moment. What we can do now, we can't hold onto the past. We got to look at what we could do now and learn from the mistakes of the people before us, and make sure that moving forward, we can pass a stronger baton.
Watch, he starts laughing at him.
All right, let's try to give Hassan Campbell a chance to answer the young lady's question. I know she may be over it, but are you over it, young lady, or you want to give him one more try?
I can give you one more chance, but Hassan, what you were saying before, if it's going to be in that same trajectory, no, you're going to have to switch it up and give me some real answers, because your behavior is unacceptable. Period.
And Hassan, add this to the question. Moxie wants to know, what do you think about the Latin community?
Look, he has a straight face, right?
I'm about to look you up, Hassan. They dragging you, Hassan.
You're muted.
You up, brother.
You're muted. You're muted.
Look at him.
You're muted.
You're muted, Hassan.
You're muted.
Hassan,
You're muted.
You're muted. You're muted. Unmute your mic.
You're muted.
All right, so here's what I'm saying, right? As far as with the sister, it's like I didn't know that, you know, in this world that I had to get her acceptance. But when you say my character or my conduct is out of
behavior,
order,
that's what I said.
All right, it's the same thing.
She's going
my
hard
conduct,
on him.
It's the same word. What do you mean? Like, what are you saying? What part of my character that you don't like?
What part of the behavior that I don't like? That's what I said. I don't like that, Hassan. You literally, a woman just cussed you out not 2 weeks ago because of what you were saying about the Black woman. And how you gonna talk about uplifting the Black community, but you cussing out Black women? It don't make no sense. And then you on here today, you a whole different individual today. I can't say nothing to you today, but like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But you can't do both. You can't be on the fence like that. It doesn't make any sense. It's concerning.
Hold up.
My first thought when I saw you in the chat, my first thought when I saw you in the chat is, are you?
Let her finish, Hassan. Hold on, let her finish.
My first thought when I saw you in the chat today, I bust out laughing off rip. And then I said, are you serious? Like,
who did I curse out 2 weeks ago?
The woman who you were on a podcast with, and she said she's a lion and a sheep 2-3 weeks ago, whatever that was.
Yeah.
It was recently, Hassan.
All
That's
right,
why.
so,
Are
listen,
you serious?
Let me hold up. Let me ask you a question. If I sat up there and I said some disrespectful, derogatory things to you, do you have the right to curse me back out? Because I don't what we're not going to do is we're not going to make it seem like Hassan Campbell just wakes up and curse people out. That's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. If I say something to somebody, they had to cross a line with me and disrespect me. I don't just get up on platforms and just say, okay, I'm going to just disrespect a black woman. That's not what I do. If you watch my videos, first and foremost, I'm supporting.
Hold on, son. Zaza didn't disrespect you in that video.
Oh no.
Oh, right now, hold up. But if you pay attention, right? I didn't disrespect Zaza neither.
I think you were taking shots at her education.
No, listen,
Kwame.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. The problem was, right, before I came into the topic, I didn't hear none of what was being said. But what I said was clear as day. I made it clear that until we gonna save in order to save the black community, you have to get down to man, woman, and child. The problem is that I'm not finished. When I came into that room, I was a little belligerent because I was drinking alcohol and I was invited to a room that I didn't even know what the topic was about. So then when I started saying certain things like we have this where we start praising the conscious community and we start attacking religion. Everything is about man, woman, and child. My message didn't change, but the problem is that the way I came up across, it seemed like I was attacking a sister, but I didn't realize what the message was before I came into that room. So when I just started flowing, it was like, yo, you just going directly at that sister, and it came off wrong. So then when she started coming at me, it just went all the way left. But the reality of it is, before they sent me the link to come into that live, they should have updated me on the conversation that was going on. So automatically, me being who I am, the problem is when people look at this live, right? I tell people all the time, don't look at me or Kwame Brown or Charleston White. Take the message and leave the messenger. If we come and deliver a message, if I sit up there and say, listen, you high yellow bitch, your child about to die in a house with a fire, or you gonna say, F you, nigga, or you gonna say, yo, this nigga told me there's a fire in my house and my child is burning. This is the problem with niggas with the nigga mentality. You expect me to listen, I'm not finished because you speeding. I waited for you to finish. Now wait for me to finish. Okay. If I sit up there and tell you, listen, you nappy-headed hoe, no disrespect, I'm just hypothetically speaking. Your child is about to get hit by a bus. Who you think you talking to? You're gonna argue with me for 20 minutes. When you get to the block, your child is dead. Y'all don't listen to the message. You just want somebody to say shit nice to you. Your mother didn't say it nice to you. Your daddy didn't say it nice to you. Life ain't gonna say it nice to you sometimes. There's a reason why people rock with me or don't rock with me. When you come on this platform and you see Charleston White, Kwame Brown, and other brothers building, don't pick apart somebody. Take the message and leave the messenger. Because the reality of it is, the one thing I'm gonna tell you, sis, is that you grown. You don't need me. The children do. Regardless to what you say, there's teenagers all across America that's hitting me up, telling me that I saved their life because there's something that's going on in their life that I could identify with that you can't.
Hassan, I'm going to interrupt you right. I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to interrupt you and tell you.
Let me finish. Hold on, son. Let her interject.
I'm going to be through. I'm going to be through because you answered my question. I asked you a question. I asked you your behavior, and I brought up an example, and you answered that example. You took accountability. You said you came on, you were a little bit belligerent, and it came across the wrong way. You answered the question that I asked you. So I'm going to take from that statement that sometimes you come across, you might have, I'm not going to say, I don't know your vices, but you might not be who you are right now. And that's the question I asked you and you answered the question. So if you felt as if I was tearing you apart, et cetera, I was, because on several different occasions, I see two different behaviors. But right now, the example that I gave, you answered it. So I do appreciate it. I do respect you. I think that this panel is awesome and it's great. And I'm happy that Kwame, you were able to have this conversation tonight. And I do appreciate it. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you.
Let me say this real quick. Before you leave, sis, let me say this real quick, right? We watched Mike Tyson bite off Evander Holyfield's ear. But we also see a side of Mike Tyson. No matter what, we love Mike Tyson to death. We can't hold Mike Tyson because in that rage, in that moment, he bit Evander Holyfield's ear. We do bad, but we also do good. We can't sit up there, and this is why black people, we take on the mindset of white social media. Bill Cosby might have did one thing or might not have did one thing, but he's forever smeared. Michael Jackson is forever smeared. No black man leaves this community or leave from being famous without being smeared. We don't forgive each other. How do we teach our children to live in a world where the adults don't forgive each other? I'm sitting on Kwame Brown's platform because at the end of the day, I attacked that man first, and I'm looking for forgiveness from a brother because at the end of the day, I was wrong. And he might not have accepted my apology then, but at the same time, as a man, I got to come back and say, you know what? Kwame Brown did things on social media that slowed his process down. He was at the top. Kwame Brown was higher than Drink Champs. But then he started helping and doing certain things where he sacrificed his success a little bit, and they slowed his numbers down. I'm watching, I pay attention. So for me, my whole thing is, do I sit up there forever and say, the hell with Kwame because he did this? Or do Kwame sit up there and say, the hell with Hassan Campbell forever because we made a mistake? Or do we move forward for the great of good? The reality,
Hassan, you can move forward, but you have to call people out on their behavior. It's simple.
Listen. We call people out, but we sometimes when you see people trying to do right, Ice Cube said, I'm not doing this again. He tried to wake us up to World War III and what Biden is doing. And when he did that, he got attacked by Until Freedom, Tamika Mallory, my son, and all the rest of them. Y'all not chasing them down. They put the devil in office. And now we got to suffer with these devils. Ever since Biden been in office, when Trump was in office, all you seen was child sex trafficking rings being taken down. Ever since Biden been in office, you might have seen one incident where they say, okay, we caught these people in Disney and they recycling shit. But the reality of it is the war ain't being fought no more. So if we keep holding each other like, okay, we're going to punish each other in the enemy's eyes when we actually consistently trying, I don't have to try no more.
Is that guy, Kevin, in the bottom left-hand corner, is he sleeping? I think he's snoring.
More. Kwame don't have to try no more. Kwame can sit up there and
Look, he knocked the fuck out
other celebrities and never talk about the community ever again. I can sit up there and interview. I'm on the phone with celebrities every day.
Hey, Hassan.
I don't have to act like I'm trying to save the community.
Hassan.
My last words. If I don't help to save the community, evil is going to knock on my door and your door too. If we don't wake these children up, evil is going to knock on somebody's door and somebody's mother is going to burn a candle and it's going to be a pastor praying, saying he was an angel. No, he was a demon. When the demons is outside, the pastors is not outside no more. The imams is not outside no more. The OGs, there ain't no OGs no more because these niggas is suckers. So when you got a dude that's coming up here trying to wake these children up, you don't sit up there and attack him because your voice will never wake these children up. But mine's well. So either aid me or leave me alone.
Hey, brother Kevin,
right on, brother, right on.
That brother had that punchline. Hey, Hassan, you was studying that one in the mirror, brother. I know you was doing that. You was waiting to deliver that last sentence, huh?
Nah, we gotta love each other, man.
It's all love, man.
The hardest thing for a black man to do is please a black woman. The hardest thing, we need you, sister. As a black man, and I'm gonna tell you this: if you can't connect with Hassan Campbell, if you have a son, you will never be able to connect with him. If you cannot connect with the black man, you cannot connect with the black child.
That's why she has.
Hassan, I want to say appreciate you for coming by, brother. We got to move on. I don't want people to continue attacking you. I appreciate you for coming by, bro.
Good night. Up again, peace.
Hold on, Kevin, you want to ask Hassan something?
I do.
Please.
I do.
Hold on. Kevin want to ask you something.
And so do I.
Go ahead.
I don't want
So do I.
to what.
Oh wait, go ahead.
I don't want to disrupt what you're doing, Kwame. So with all due respect.
Thank you.
Okay, let's just keep this. I'm gonna ask you two questions, Hassan, and just answer the question.
Don't go too deep to the water, okay? Okay. What year were you born?
What year was I born?
Yeah.
Why are you asking me about the year I'm born?
Just to answer.
That's none of your business.
Yo, Jose was like, just answer the question, he said.
That's none of your business. That's personal.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. Let me ask you another question.
That's fair.
You respect your elders?
Do I respect my elders? Yes.
Okay. So now I'm coming to you as an elder. Okay. That's why I asked you that question. Okay. I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Okay. When A Butter was up here, I know all the A Butters people. The majority of A Butters people, I know them. Right. That's why I wanted A Butter to be up here, and I wanted Charleston. I wanted White to be up here, right? And I say this for a reason. And just hear me out. I just want you to hear me. Okay. You say 5 kids, correct?
I never said I had 5 kids. You said that.
You have 4?
I never said how many kids I had. You said that. I'm not answering that. That's none of your business.
Okay. So well, I have 5, so it's everybody's business. Okay. You said that you got to take care of your home, right? Is that correct or not?
Yeah, I take care of my home.
Okay. I've been in Bed-Stuy dealing with kids since 1976. I've been married to my wife for over 44 years. I have 5 children. I've dealt with literally thousands of kids from my community. Crown Heights, Bedford-Stuy, Brownsville, East New York, and Fort Greene, right? There's not one community that I mentioned that I can't walk in and have to look around my back. Every community I've ever dealt with, I could walk looking straight ahead, and I ain't got to worry about nobody knocking me upside my head, right? I have used my life embedded into the youth so much. I've missed so many different things, my personal family, so many different occasions with my personal family, only based on my family was good. So now I got to worry about the kids that don't have the fathers. And the one thing when the kids used to come to me, they used to tell me all of the things that I know. I told their parents would hate them and their kids would hate the parents. So I had to keep certain things private because I know what the kids was going through in their house. You're talking to a man right now that has lived that life, been in that life, dealt with kids over decades. I gave my best, I gave my energy, I gave my love, I gave my money. And the one thing I never did, I never asked for 1 penny from nobody. When people wanted to offer me things, I didn't want it. You know why? I don't want to commit myself to unrighteous people. I don't want to do that. See, when I hear you talking, brother.
What's your point?
My point is you do a lot of filibustering. You do a lot of talking in circles. You talk so much that you actually believe a lot of the stuff that you're saying. But then when somebody asks you specific questions, right, you don't go directly to the point of what they're asking you. You always say, hold on. Just let me talk. Wait. Can I ask you a question? If I ask you a question, it's to answer the question. You ask me a question, I answer the question.
God.
Answer a question with a question. You just get right to the point, get it over with, and get it done. See, but what you're doing right now, brother, at the end of the day, you done took over the platform. I'm going to be very honest, Kwame, with all due respect, brothers. You took over the platform while trying to be very positive, right? And I'm not saying what you're not trying to do, but now the thing about it is that by doing all of the talking that you're doing, you have never answered one direct question since I was watching you talk the whole night. They'll ask you, what do you think about this? Then you go about some other stuff that has nothing to do with what was
okay, so brother, hold on.
So before this get ugly, the chat is already out of control. I do believe, Hassan, when you came up, the energy did shift. Maybe I let it go on a little too long because Charleston White was my main guest, not Hassan Campbell.
Right.
Now Charleston White is gone, and we're now finna start attacking Hassan Campbell.
Well, I tell you one thing, Kwame. Me and Charleston White, we vibe off each other better than me and this brother right here. But I'm gonna say this right here to the brother. Outside of you asking me about how many kids I got and what year I was born, ask me a question that's important. My age and my kids is none of your business. Ask me a question that I can answer.
Before y'all go on with all that, I just wanna move on from all.
Something's telling me this shit's about to get. This is almost over, but something's telling me like these guys are gonna start beefing again. I can see it.
Hassan, I want to thank you for coming up. We want to change the mode, but I appreciate you, bro.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, we got to move on from that. That conversation was going to go nowhere. It's draining, and we already lost Charleston with the whole back and forth with the whole Hassan debacle. But at the end of the day, you know, let's move on from that topic because I don't want to keep going with that. And we don't have much longer. Jose, what's up, brother? Can you hear me? Let me see. I muted Jose.
Yeah.
Jose, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So he's off of there. All right. I see. He said Kwame was like, yeah, we already lost Charleston White. He was my main guest, not you, Hassan. So I can see something coming in the near future of them going to be fucking going at it again. Charleston White was already like, I'm out of here. Bloop. Took the hell off. But that was interesting. I mean, it wasn't a boring laugh. But yeah, I definitely see them beefing again in the next 6 months. I can just see it coming already. But that's it for me, man. I want to shout out to the chat, man. Rena behind the bar. Shout out to Kid Murray for stopping through. I got some more videos coming through that I want to touch on. So, like I said, I salute everybody that came through and hung out with me. And make sure you subscribe and like the video and hit the notification bell because I make videos all the time. So without further ado, salute to all y'all, man, and I'm out of here.
Pull a stack out. Take your bitch next thing, blow her back out. This money get you hit if you act out. If you about getting paid, pull a stack out. 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 Get paid. A lot of y'all broke. I rock your bitch ass. You don't really want smoke. Nah. Take it how you want. You can think it's a joke. A lot of y'all claim that you gangsta, but what? You claim you 100, but you fall from a real one. Yes, I'm the type of dude that'll make you my son. With the barrel to your fucking chin, you don't want none. Take everything that you got, yeah, I'm on one. Take your money, your chain, now it's all gone. Really thought you was tough like some Teflon. Everything that you got, son, give me that. Take your money, your shoes, your belt, yeah, in your hat. Getting paid is the only thing on my mind. I'm a hustler, no matter what I get mine. I'ma do what I gotta, fuck right or wrong. Whether it's robbing you or making money from the song. Get paid, let me see your bullet stack out. Take your bitch next thing, blow her back out. This money get you hit if you act out. If you about getting paid, pull a stack out. 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 Ain't about getting money, stay the fuck from me. You a real dummy, ugly and dressed bummy. I'm all about carrots like Bugs Bunny. I'm so iced out that my nose runny. My money wrapped in bands, what you holding no? Way it got me walking, make you think that I got polio. I'm sick man, rubber band, wrapped 100 grand. Try to take it from me, I turn into Son of Sam. I'll wave it like a fan, yeah I'm flossing. Try to run up on me and I use it for your coffin. In this rap game you see Eternal be bossing. They can step if they want, but I'll have to chalk them. When you come around here, watch your energy. If you ain't a friend of me, then you my enemy. It's a warning, I'm telling in advance. I shoot at your feet and watch your bitch ass dance. Get paid, let me see you pull a stack out. Take your bitch, next thing, blow her back out. This money get you hit if you act out. If you about getting paid, pull a stack out. Pull a stack out, pull a stack out.